Okay. They're going to be down to 0 cards. Please, please tell me we have it. Noivern EX is quite possibly the most annoying Pokemon in the game right now. Okay, maybe it's not as annoying as like Sableye with Lost Mine, but Noivern EX has a pair of attacks that make it really weird to fight against. And today we've got a deck dedicated to making Noivern EX work. I'm Jeff from InThirdPerson.com. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's talk about Noivern EX. It is a stage 1 Pokemon with 260 HP, which is kind of on the lower end for stage 1 EXs, but it is what it is. It does have no weakness and no resistance, but it also has no retreat, which is very nice as you can move easily between Noivern EXs. And what makes Noivern EX cool is its 2 moves. Covert Flight for 2 colorless energy, does 70 damage, and during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from basic Pokemon. There are entire deck archetypes such as Ting Lu, such as some single prize lost box decks, such as to a certain extent Chen Pao, the Miraidon decks. A lot of those decks are only basics, and you can kind of auto win with Covert Flight, spamming it over and over again. Now your opponent's gonna have some options around this. They can escape rope and then boss, or cross switcher to get nullify the effect of Covert Flight, but it can be very difficult for your opponent to fight through you with Covert Flight in play. The other move, Dominating Echo, for 1 Psychic, 1 Dark Energy, does 140 damage, and during your opponent's next turn, they can't play any special energy or stadium cards from their hand. There are going to be certain matchups where you can use Dominating Echo, which doesn't do a lot of damage, but you can, if you've combo that with Path to the Peak, you can keep Path to the Peak stuck in play, and your opponent's going to need something like a Lost Vacuum or a Worker to bump it, which could hold out long enough for you to win the game off the course of multiple hits. And the fact that Dominating Echo stops special energy from being attached, so certain decks like a Lugia, such as Mew VMAX, such as Urshifu and Teleon, they get really hurt by Dominating Echo as well. So you've got an interesting set of like control options you can bounce between to stop your opponent from playing the game and win that way. We've got ourselves a 4-4 line of Noibat and Noivern. We've got a 2-2 line of Bibarel. Bibarel's Industrious Incisors ability lets us draw up to 5 cards. We've got 1 copy of Manaphy to help protect the bench. We've got 1 copy of Skwovet, which has the really cool Nest Stash ability where you shuffle all your cards, put them to the bottom of your deck, and draw 1 card. Now, getting 1 card isn't necessarily great, but in a jam, it might get you the 1 card you need to move forward, or you combo this with the Bibarel where you get 1 card with Skwovet and then you draw the other 4 cards with Bibarel, which helps you move through your deck very quickly. We've got 1 copy of Spiritomb here with its Fettered and Misfortune ability, helps you shut down abilities from basic Pokemon V, so it will turn off Genesect, it will turn off Lumineon, and a couple of others as well. And I've still got 1 copy of Drapion here for the Mew matchup. You may want to play around with whether you have the Spiritomb in here or the Drapion or both or neither. Little bit of flex spots depending on how much you want to tech out your version of Noivern. For trainers, we've got 4 copies of Ultra Ball, discard 2 cards, and grab the Pokemon of your choice. We've got only 1 switch here. Noivern does have a free retreat, so you don't have to worry about it as much, but we do have the switch here just in case your Bibarel or your Skwovet gets stuck in the active. 1 copy of XP Share. As you may have noticed, the attack cost is very weird on Noivern with a Psychic and a Dark for Dominating Echo in particular, so having 1 XP Share to move the energy once one of the Noiverns gets knocked out can be really helpful to keep you in the game. 2 copies of Energy Search, because having to find a specific Dark or Psychic can be awkward, so Energy Search is very nice. 4 copies of Path to the Peak. This is going to be a massive card for you, shutting off abilities, and you combine this with Dominating Echo, and you can keep Path to the Peak out there for extended periods of time, potentially to help you win the game. 4 copies of Battle VIP Pass to get your basics down on turn 1. We have a lot of hand disruption in this deck. I've got 3 copies of Iono and 2 copies of Judge, and you might want to take down 1, like make it 4 total. You might actually want to go the other way and like add even more hand disruption, but personally I like this 3-2 split. And sometimes you will want Judge instead of Iono, especially in the early game where you don't want to give your opponent 6 cards or 5 cards. You can just give them 4 in the early game, get yourself set up and go from there. 1 copy of Super Rod to throw 3 cards through any combination of Pokemon or basic energy back into your deck. We've got 2 copies of Professor's Research. Amazing draw card. Discard your hand, draw 7. Only a pair of those. We want to hand disrupt more than we want to like blow out our hand and draw more cards. 3 copies of Nest Ball to get our basics in. 1 copy of Arven. I really like having the 1 of here so you can grab an item and a tool. This can be an item like our Switch card or XP share, or like a tool like our XP share, Ultra Ball, and so on. And it also helps us grab Cleansing Gloves, which is a tech that I like to have here because it helps us in the Lost Box matchup. It helps us in the Sableye matchup where you can use Covert Flight or Dominating Echo. And yeah, Covert Flight in particular against Lost Box, where you can knock out a Sableye while also preventing damage from basics. That's why I like to have this card here. You might want to consider Defiance Band, which gives you plus 30 damage on everything if you're behind on prizes, but I'll leave that up to you to make the decision on how you tech your deck out. 1 copy or 3 copies of Boss's Orders for gusting specific Pokemon to the active, and 2 copies of Raihan can help us get the energy that we need to get rolling, especially because its awkward attack cost is Psychic and Dark, and we get to, when a Pokemon's knocked out, you get to attach an energy with Raihan to a Pokemon of your choice and then grab an extra card, whether it's Noivern or something else to keep you going. Last but not least, we've got a 5-5 split of Dark Energy and Psychic Energy. And the game plan is pretty straightforward. By the second turn, you want to have Noivern set up with ideally 1 Psychic, 1 Dark Energy, and you are going to use the attack that is going to disrupt your opponent the most, whether that's Covert Flight so that their basics can't attack, or Dominating Echo so that a stadium is stuck in the active and they can't attach special energy. It's not always going to work. I do find that this can be kind of like if you imagine the game as like a leaky boat and you have your hands and your feet to cover holes. Covert Flight and Dominating Echo cover some of the holes, but they don't cover all of them, and it can be a struggle to have the right options at the right time to win, and in certain cases it may not be worth it. If you're looking at the greater meta, Noivern EX may not be worth it, but it is a fun deck to play, and it definitely gives you a winning shot against many of the best decks in the game. Let's check out these matches. And Haggisbeard, thank you so much for the follow. Truly appreciate it. Ooh, they've got a Cheryl in there. This has to be Inteleon Urshi, right? Okay. 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 Let's go and get ourselves a Manaphy and a Noibat. And I want to get Psychic Energy here. And I will actually play Path to the Peak right now. We need... If we can stop them from attaching Rapid Strike Energy, we'll be in a good spot. Now, that's not necessarily the be-all end-all. I've played this matchup in the past and gotten absolutely obliterated by the Inteleon just using the double gunner over and over again. And that was absolutely miserable. Now, Alakazam's not going to work right now. They could get us... They're probably going to get a Stadium Bump here. And they're going to attach the Rapid Strike Energy. That's profoundly annoying. They're going to hit for 40. Ooh, they don't get the knock, though. That's good. That's good. Okay, we get the Bidoof. We get the... attach the Dark Energy. And I'm going to research here. I don't want to give them any more cards. We get the out to... We get the out to Noivern EX. And let's put another Noibat down. And we're going to Dominating Echo. We're going to keep Path to the Peak out here. And this does 2 things. Path to the Peak is stuck. And if they discard this energy to do the extra damage, then they can't reattach it. So we've got them in a little bit of a predicament here. Oh, and they're going to Echoing Horn for the second, but that's not necessarily the worst. But it does give them a bunch of targets to snipe down if it comes down to it. They are going to get the Inteleon VMAX. I hope they don't have a draw card in one of those two. Oh, it's an Iono. Okay. 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 Not necessarily the worst setup for us here. The big thing is they cannot detach that energy. Yeah, they're going to have to keep using 70 and hold on to it. Okay. Cleansing Gloves doesn't really matter. We are going to get a Bibarel setup. We will attach energy to the Noibat. I will get rid of the gloves and Drapion and get ourselves another Noivern here. And we will, let's go drop some more cards. And we do get Boss. Boss is interesting here. I don't want to use it yet, though. I want to continue to use Dominating Echo, and they can do 70 damage all day. I don't care about that. I want my 3 prizes right now, and then force them to not be able to attach energy from hand. Ooh, they're going to do it the old-fashioned way. They're going to have to attach the energy manually. And now they detach because they want the 140 right now. And that actually is kind of annoying. Okay, let's go and attach Psychic. And that's a really good play that I did not think about. I don't want a boss right this second. I want the 3 prizes out. So let's go and... Okay. I'm going to get rid of these 2. Let's get ourselves the 3rd Noivern. I want them to beat me by attaching water energy directly from hand. So we're going to Dominating Echo again. Keep Path to the Peak down. They can't do any sort of Radiant Alakazam shenanigans. We're going to lose this Noivern on the next go-round. That's fine. And yeah, they're going to be able to hit for one if they can get the water energy. But now they have to have the water energy. And they're going to... What will they grab with the 4 Seal Stone? That's actually kind of a problem. Okay, yeah, if it's just the water and they're going to attack, that's fine. We want to force them to keep attacking with this thing. And yeah, they can 2-shot us, potentially, but as long as we can stop them from using Rapid Strike energy, we are golden. Okay, let's go attach the Psychic here. And I don't mind holding our hand, because at this point, they might Cheryl. They could Cheryl, and that would be annoying. At some point, I would suspect that a Cheryl is coming. I'm going to play another Inteleon. Yeah, they're going to get rid of it. They're going to do 140. I think we want to set up another Noibat here. I will keep swinging for 140. They have to heal right now. If they're going to stay in this game. Yeah, this is a very grinded out match. I don't want to give them... Oop, they're going to rope. They're going to rope. And what do we rope into? I think we rope into the Bidoof. That's annoying. That's annoying. They will snipe down. Okay, if this is how they play it, then we win. Yeah. Actually, no, it's not. Okay, now we win. Now we win. Awesome. Okay. We'll retreat. We go into the fresh Noivern, and we hit the Inteleon, dominating Echo. GG's. And that is kind of the perfect example of this deck in action, forcing our opponent to play the deck, their deck, in a way that they don't want to. And to be fair, they had options, right? They had to force themselves to attack with the Inteleon, having to attach water energy, and they could two-shot the Noiverns, so they weren't necessarily out of the game. However, that really hurt their game plan because they no longer could discard the water energy to get the snipe damage on the bench. They couldn't attach the rapid strike energy from hand. They couldn't move at damage with the Radiant Alakazam because dominating Echo just completely locked them down, and we were able to take the win there. GG's. Okay, we go first. We win the coin flip. I feel like with the way this is going, we're going to need the full stream to get the matches that we want. I think the Chen PAL match was actually really good. Like, we lost in that one, but I think it's really good at illustrating the issues of Noivern as a deck archetype. We do get to go first, but we don't have energy, and not being able to attach turn, and we're up against another Chen PAL. Please, energy, energy, energy. No. Okay. We don't get energy. We will play a Noibat, and I'll play some XP share on this one, and I will go get rid of boss and switch, I guess. Get a Bidoof down and end our turn. I don't like where this is going at all, especially since we got rid of the switch. We probably should have switched out the Bidoof up. I think the thinking was I could Arven for like an Ultra Ball and then drop cards, but I think we'll just play it out and see what happens. Yeah, leading left to my own devices, I probably would play Mew in tournament, though Mew is probably, it's gonna be worse and worse. Like, Mew is still winning and doing very well in tournaments. It just won the Asia Open. However, there's just like more and more counters, and everybody knows how to fight against Mew. If I'm not playing Mew, maybe I play an Arceus pile deck. If Arceus, Duraludon, Umbreon is still good, I probably could play that. I have one Umbreon VMAX, and I have the Duraludons. Oh man, they've hit so many cards. Okay, they have no energy attached. I think we get the, let's go with the Noivern EX on the active, and let's go in Iono away. All of that whole situation here. Hopefully we can get some energy. Whoa, 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 whoa. We get energy. And I will put down another. I will have to get rid of one set here in order to draw some cards. Let's get the Bibarel up. Okay. I could put the Skwovet up. I think we put the Skwovet up. And I assume that the Skwovet is dead. That is the play. We will assume the Skwovet is dead. We can covert flight on the next turn and hopefully stall them out that way. Although Dominating Echo, if you can... Oh, here comes the Palkia. The Palkia makes this really annoying. Profoundly annoying. Because certain times you're gonna... Yeah, you're gonna want to Dominating Echo the Palkia. But if they get rolling here... Yeah, like this Chen Pao is going to knock us out. Oh, what are they going to hit? Oh, okay. Yeah, they're going to kill our draw engine. I don't hate that for them. I hate that for us. Absolutely hate that for us. Okay. If they burn all their energy right now, it's not the worst idea to go